We are absolutely thrilled to welcome you to the 13th podcast episode of Let's Talk. A heartfelt thank you to our new followers for your support and encouragement. Our podcast is not just another conversation, it's a deep dive into the inspiring stories of our guests. If you're here to aspire success in your career, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, let's get started. It's Let's Talk, and I'm your host Aisha. With me today is Mr. Murali Ramakrishnan, sir. Welcome and thank you for being here
Thank
with us.
you.
He is a seasoned leader in banking industry with extensive experience driving growth and managing large operations. As a former MD and CEO of South Indian Bank, he oversaw 940 branches and a workforce of over 10,000 employees. So let's dive into his journey and uncover his stories. So to start off, sir, can you briefly share your journey from being a seasoned banker to taking up the role of MD and CEO of South Indian Bank?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, basically, for you to become a MD CEO of a bank, you need to understand the various facets which constitute a bank. So, apart from the regular banking terminology which we are aware of, rolling out asset products, rolling out liability products, there is a whole lot of support functions which form part of a bank. So you need to have a data science division, you need to have a operations division, you need to have a technology division, you need to have a customer service, you need to have compliance, you need to have audit. So there are a whole lot of functions which actually complement the business operations of a bank. So in my journey from in banking, I have done these kind of roles when I was a part of ICICI Bank, and when I was heading the North Asia, Middle East, Africa region for ICICI Bank. I was actually playing the role of regional CEO, and I was based out of Hong Kong. So where I had the opportunity to represent the bank as well as represent the country itself, because many of the geographies where you go, they would want to know more about your country. So you actually develop the mental aptitude of talking more about from the position of a person who is a front end to a country or to an organization, which is one of the most essential thing for a CEO. A CEO's job is always outwardly facing. While when you are growing an organization, you will be doing a lot of divisions, heading a lot of divisions and products where your focus will be many times will be internal. Whereas when you reach significant levels in a bank, your focus actually starts moving from inward into outward. Because CEO's job is always to strategize, CEO's job is always to think what lies ahead. So how do you get that experience? By you doing such roles in the past. So that's one thing which I would say is contributing. Second, I was also involved in a very interesting project where I had to turn around a business division. This division had more than 500 people, and it had a book size of close to 25, 30,000 crores of asset. And I had to do a behavior change of people. I had to intervene in the areas of how to source well, how to market your products, how to do a better underwriting, how to build a portfolio of high quality, which actually is very much essential for building a portfolio of a bank. So this is a second useful ingredient in my journey to becoming a CEO. Third important ingredient is the technology. So I was involved in a transformation project where I had to digitize a business. So digitizing a business means you digitize the entire journey of a customer, from sourcing into underwriting, into onboarding, into collection, into service. So I was working with one of the top consultants who was helping us. I was representing the bank, and a consultant was hired by us for doing this digitization project. So all these three actually has become very handy, because I took up the role of MD CEO at a time when COVID was there, and therefore it called for a lot more skills than normally what you would need to head a bank in a normal situation. But all these things became very handy. So that's how my journey of CEO happened.
That's really a dynamic journey, sir. Banking is undergoing rapid digital transformation. What trends do you see shaping the future of the industry?
See, I would say that I would put it probably as ABCDE is what is happening in the digital side. If you look at A, it is basically artificial intelligence and machine learning. This actually cuts across areas, and this is something which is getting deep rooted into every facet of banking, not only in financial services, it's cutting across industries. Second one I would say is blockchain. B, blockchain. Blockchain actually technology which led to cryptocurrency, etc. That technology is a very useful technology. Today that is getting used for transfer of funds overseas. It's used for trade. because the whole economy is dependent on trade, both exports and imports, etc. And also within domestic trade, you need to ensure that your funds are transferred to the right beneficiary. You can't afford to have any mistakes or lapses in this. So you need to have a technology is going to help you in ensuring that your transaction is smooth and error free. So that's where blockchain technology comes in a big way. C, I would say, is a cloud. Today, with the rapid changes in technology happening, cloud is becoming a big cloud banking is becoming a big source where data, etc. A lot of applications are getting stored in cloud, and that also helps in ensuring that you don't take up too many physical spaces, and that has led to a lot more developments in the banking and financial service area. So that's a big one. Fourth one, I would say, which I call it as a D, is basically disruption in banking, which basically means that banking, like every other thing, now banking is offered as a service. So today there is a talk also saying that banks will also do banking going forward because technology is going to be so much integral to banking. Therefore, banking as a service would incorporate a lot of technology into banking. So banking as a service is a big one. Last one is E, which I called is ensuring that there is a sustainability. So it involves a technology. We usually call E as everything in E is technology related. So we use actually technology for sustainable banking, especially with more younger workforce getting into banking, etc. Today they are looking for how much of energy is getting used, how much of wastage is happening, how much carbon footprints are we leaving. So whether it's sustainable, whether it will help the weather changes in the world. So all that is leading to banks also thinking through sustainability as a big actor.
Yes.
So I would say this technology is actually sort of running across ABCDE
Yes.
to bring in a big change in banking.
That's really interesting, sir. If you are starting your career today, how would you prepare for the future of banking?
Yeah, as I said, we were talking about banking, we have been talking about technology. So this certainly is a prerequisite. This is like something which is hygiene. You need to know what banking is. You need to know your products. You need to know your services. You need to know your process file flow. You need to know your policy. You need to be good at writing policy. You need to be good at understanding customer requirements, etc. So this is something which is hygiene, basic hygiene, without which you can't really excel yourself as a professional in banking. But equally important is the understanding and our awareness about technology. So technology, since it's going to be an integral part of banking as well as many other things, I think your basic affinity to technology, your affiliation to technology becomes very important. So you should be willingly embrace technology. If you are not embracing technology willingly, you will be forced to adapt technology, which probably might sometimes put you in a very disadvantaged position. Today, you are finding that many of the senior citizens also, when they are uncomfortable using a smartphone, you are finding them struggling with the day-to-day life also, because everything is so well integrated in technology. Whereas you find equally good senior citizens who are very technology friendly, who wants to embrace technology. They are very comfortable. They do everything using technology. I think same thing is going to happen across industries, including banking. So today, youngsters should embrace technology more than trying to learn technology because you are required to learn. Apart from these two, what is going to stay definitely for ages and years to come is your soft skills, which means because humans cannot be replaced. All said and done, technology eventually will have to be run by humans, right? And technology can be as good as people who are going to be working on it. So, and for humans to become real human, you need to have humanness in you.
Yes.
Therefore, you need to acquire those skills, which are basic soft skills. So attitude is important. Your approach towards a customer is important. Customer centricity is important. What the customers would want is important. How do you actually look at technology? You are using technology for ethical purposes. Are you using tools for ethical purposes? All that brings in with the goodness of human. So I think today, if I were to really look at me as a youngster who is getting into it, how much of goodness am I going to carry with me, apart from learning my functional skill as well as technology skill? I think all these three definitely are going to be in a great proportion needed for future of
Great.
banking.
That's really amazing, sir. So, what advice would you give for the young professionals looking to pursue a career in digital banking?
Not necessarily in digital banking, I would say for any profession, I think a lot of skills which I talked about are important. So it starts with, I would say, it starts with your hunger for doing well. I think your hunger for creating a mark in your journey of life. See, frankly, if you had to go to very basic questions of life, you don't know why you were born. So, but you will try to hopefully find a purpose for your life. So, if you try to look at what your life is going to be, whether it's going to be making any sense, then you should find the purpose of your life. So, the basic hunger in you is going to make you or drive you towards things which will probably, hopefully, give you meaning to your life. So that is fundamental. So your purpose is going to be very important. Then your passion is important. Your energy level is important. Your curiosity is important. Your ability to learn is important. Your ability to embrace technology is important. Your ability to really work with all types of people. Your ability to work with all kinds of tools. The ease with which you carry out your day-to-day life, and all those are very important. And as you keep growing in any organization, you need to develop a lot of managerial and leadership skills. And when you really reach significant levels of leadership, then you need to really have a strategic skills where you need to really look forward to what will come in future. Like, I'm very impressed with the way this institution itself has been developed with so much of forward thinking. Because design thinking as a concept came only a few years back, but
Yes.
building an institution with the theme around design thinking is a big in itself. It has happened because somebody has actually thought through strategically. So strategic thinking becomes very important when you reach. So all these are not going to get built over in a single day. You need to actually have plans for investing in yourself with these skills. And as you keep moving up, you will have to keep acquiring those skills. In fact, I always believe that you actually get into the position for which you've already got the skills. You don't become a CEO and then learn CEO skills. You actually become CEO in your thinking and in your actions, and they identify that you are a CEO material.
Definitely.
Therefore, they make you CEO. Like that is true for every level, I would say. Therefore, I think net, I would say that all these are actually going to be very, very critical for today's
The
professional
future.
to look at any career, not
Yes, sir.
necessarily digital banking, any career, because today in manufacturing also you would need such skills.
Sure. That was really fabulous talk with you, sir. I'm sure our users would have gained a lot of valuable insights from you, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.
much for
Thanks for the
joining.
opportunity, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Sure, sir.
And I really value the kind of questions you have asked, and hopefully your audience will be able to get something out of my talk. Thank you
Sure,
so
sir.
much.
Keep watching Let's Talk. It's me, Aisha, signing off.